65% of Ugandans are farmers. All of us grow up with a garden behind our homes. But it's also very hard to find farmers that have moved from subsistence farming to the commercial farming. We are here in Tororo with the Rotary Club of Kiwatule that has gone out of their way to trust farmers in Tororo and given them support towards their commercial farming. Welcome to the Rotary Moment Show.
Was a young mother raising children with the very meager resources. She was able to educate the children and took us all to the university, and she requested that we try to uplift other mothers too in the rural settings. So we started our journey with the school feeding program, and we partnered up with a school called St. Jude. It is within the municipality in town. We used to buy food to give to the children over in that school to try to support them, because it is a government-funded school, but it had very low enrollment because many drop out claiming that they don't have food both at home and even at school. So we were feeding them, we were giving them, we would buy food and take it to school. But later on it was very unsustainable. Why? During holidays, these children would still stay hungry. That is how we got very inspired to now look into going to the mothers. So later on, in the 2019, after feeding the students, 2019, we went to start supporting the mothers. The mothers of these children, with the growing this food that we were giving them to school. In school, we would give posho. We went to maize to support these mothers so that these children can stay at school. But we also learned that there was need for other social programs like clean water and so on. So 2014, with the support with the Rotary Club of Tacoma and the other friends of Rotary, we were able to have boreholes in this very peta. Then we had one in Rubongi. Then we had another borehole in Magola. That was in 2014, to support our communities with clean access to water. Then, when we tried this program, we learned that us alone, just buying seeds, it was not working. We were meeting a lot of agricultural challenges that we can't handle. That is how later on we approached NARO. In 2021, we approached NARO, and when we approached NARO, they guided us for us to start working with them. So we were working with them initially, informally. They started giving us guidance. We went into GNAX. Why? We were inspired by the research content that we got from NARO that our soil types here are actually very good for GNAX. And if we want to empower the women, both economically and also empower them to have food at home, since the whole of our region does not have any cash crop, then GNAX would be the journey. So we went to the journey of GNAX with the Dr. Ukelo Kalule. He's around. He's actually the chief breeder of GNAX in Uganda and is the director of the NARO branch of Nasari. He's here with us. So we have been doing GNAX with women from 2021. There are some of the varieties that Doctor selected specifically for our land here. We have the Serenat 11 ton. These varieties are drought tolerant, they are disease resistant, and they are climate resilient according to our areas here. Initially, our farmers were doing they were doing Red Beauty. Those are the ones that have 3 in pods, but those varieties are very difficult to produce or for a farmer to make returns out of it, because they are ever sickly, and the cost of production is really high, and sometimes because of overspraying, the product comes out with a lot of impurities. But with this zero spraying, a farmer simply needs to plant, and after planting, it is drought tolerant, it is disease resistant, and many of the farmers have adopted to it, and they have been doing it. We have done this from 2021, that is there, and we did it up to last year, 2024. And we produced up to over 400 bags of this with the community farmers. So we're doing 9 and 11. These ones are also very tasty, and in nutrition-wise, they are very, very good in terms of, doctor actually says that 1 handful of this is equivalent to a cup of milk in terms of nutrition. So addressing the nutrition also in the villages has been really good. But above all, we have a section, we agree on a percentage where farmers consume and a section that COFIA buys, because our target is to improve livelihood in the grassroots level. Then also bring them high-level expert to train them, because they are unable to even go for the ginger agricultural show. But if we have a community center of excellence for training, then those experts, the experts are invited, then all that is possible. Then this year we have shifted to Serenat 14 Red and the Naronat 5. Serenat 14 Red, we learned that the Ugandan market embraces red-seeded gennuts. Anything looking red creates appetite for chewing immediately. So many of the Ugandans prefer this. So most of our farmers, when they go out to other markets, they say, but our tan varieties, people are not buying. So we reached out to doctor. We asked doctor, could we have a variety that is red-seeded that still has the same elements? So doctor brought for us this one here. This Serenat 14 Red is very tasty and very attractive. So a farmer still can make a good bargain in the market with this variety. Then other farmers were complaining, we love our gennuts that are 3-seeded and so on. So doctor brought for us this variety, and this one is called Naronat 5. He breeded this out of a variety initially called Kabonge and the Red Beauty. So he produced this Naronat 5 Red. This Naronat 5 Red last year was launched by the Minister of Agriculture and verified as a seed. So we are the first group in Bukedi to be embracing it through partnership with Naro. So we are trusted because doctor keeps on training our team. So this has the same taste with the other small Red Beauty, but this time round, elements of disease resistance and the resilience to climate has been put on it, so it can adapt to the environment without being sick. So, and the doctor is working so hard to reduce on the issue of spraying, because our health needs natural things without chemicals in them. So these are part of it. But coming back here, just to summarize, this is the farm itself, the demonstration and the training center. And this was the launch when the district team, the Naro team came over to launch our facility. We have a greenhouse, which we shall just briefly go and check. We have a demonstration site where farmers use for practicals to learn setting up vegetables. We are not only training on gennuts, but we also train on these other elements. There are areas where farmers are trained on a better way of growing cassava to harvest better, because this area too, people love cassava a lot. So coming back here, this is our exposition down here. These we always hold the July exposition. Normally when you come in July, you will not find this population of farmers. You will have more. In the last season, we had 800 farmers, 850 farmers trained here, and it is different classes, livestock training by Naro team, fruits training on how to grow fruits, training on how to grow sorghum, simsim, how to grow peanuts, cassava. So different classes take place. So we pitch up different tents for training of farmers. And we get multitudes, people coming from Butaleja, Busia, and other districts nearby who also join us for the training. These are teams of experts and the local government. We also have an MOU with the local government, and at the beginning of this season, the Rotary Farms were able to help even the extension officers undergo a training with NARO. They were facilitated to have a training to better their capacities to support the communities, and the district agriculture officer is around. He will later on talk about it. We have the Magola commercial production site. The question is, after having all this with NARO, ahead of time, where shall we be as COFIA and our story with the farmers? We want to start producing seeds for farmers because we are incurring a lot of costs in buying seeds from NARO. So NARO is putting a lot of emphasis on training us to produce our own seeds that can sustain the project for the farmers. So we have a 50-acre production site in Magola. We want to major in rice production of seeds. Then we want to also go for maize, and we also want to go for peanuts. So we want to multiply seeds from that site, then later on supply to the farmers quality seeds that have undergone certain quality regulations and standards. In 2023, we also signed official MOU with NARO, and that is the Director General of NARO, who was there with our country director, Mr. Godwin Otieno, signing with the COFIA an MOU of technology dissemination to the communities, research, and capacity building programs to the farmers. So this is our story of COFIA Uganda. We would like to just lead you down. You check on our farm briefly, then we come over and we have a seat.
Well, here in Tororo, we are working with a farmer association called COFIA. COFIA has gone out of their way to have very interesting and innovative ways of making money in farming. What they've done is they use a certain weed. They use a weed to feed the fish, and once they get this weed, they put it in the man-made pond. This man-made pond is then used to grow the fish. The fish I'm talking about is a fish you and I eat, that's tilapia. It grows in these ponds, and they are able to harvest it and give it to farmers. And when we looked at the commercialized side of it, the business model is very interesting. Imagine having a half a kilo and kilo sized type of fish in a pond, and you have 300 fish coming out of this pond.
Especially when you go to the market, in an ordinary market, one of it, just one plant, can go for about 3,000 to 4,000. One plant like this. So if you to count, here we are having a total of 400. These we call them gardens. So we have about 400 gardens. So if you are to multiply each hole by 4,000, and then it takes on a period of about 1 month to mature, then you again do replacement. And on top of that, you don't need to have any form of fertilizer, weeding, or what involved. Because the fish feeds and the droppings that come from the fish units acts as its feeds and fertilizers. So it's a symbiotic relationship. The roots over here put oxygen to the water that the fish needs the other side. So as the water rotates here, they get oxygenated, and it rotates back, it goes back to the unit. So natural oxygens from plants are got from here that goes to the what? To the fish unit.
So when you're removing it, do you remove the whole thing and plant something new? Or
yes, you remove it all.
you remove it all?
Yes, then even clean up the cup. These are ordinary disposable cups. Yes, they are ordinary disposable cups. Yes, so these are potential areas that we have the latest market in fisheries. Yes, we have fisheries in town. In fact, they were surprised that in Tororo they have fisheries. So, and Naro recommended that we start with this because tilapia is a variety that can survive in tough conditions as compared to other fish. This, even without oxygen, can at least stay for 7 hours without dying.
Don't pour all,
Yes.
just put it in your hand.
Yeah, please
Just
don't
pour it
pour
in your
all.
hand. You bring,
Give
bring,
some
bring.
to the governor.
Okay, yeah. Then just sprinkle.
I just sprinkle.
Yeah,
The
they'll come up.
fingerlings are sold in
That's
terms
that.
of
They
kilos.
are feeding now.
A kilo of fingerlings costs about
Within seconds, they have detected. One of the second thing that COFIA is doing is they're preparing soil, managing soil, that is by using worms and using different additives to the soil to make the soil more fertile. They are also doing tomatoes and vegetable growing. These are different business models that I think for any commercialized farmer that has taken this route, you will definitely get money. Now, like I said, this is not a farming show. It is a Rotary show. And the Rotary Moment is here to look at what this interesting organization has done for the farmers. It is also us here in Kiwatule. For all of you who know, I come from the Rotary Club of Kiwatule. I'm very proud to be supporting this organization with funding to make sure that these very innovative ideas can get them to the next level of growth. Thank you very much, COFIA, for allowing Kiwatule, Rotary Club of Kiwatule, to work with you, and to President Winnie for trusting this community and allowing to work with them and being able to give them the funding that they have. Viewers, you're going to be able to watch and see the different aspects. We are with the district governor. She is also here to witness how these farmers are making money and how they're growing their communities, women farmers and the different farmers that we have. So watch with me, let's enjoy this show. Let's also make sure that we are learning from this. This is what Rotary Moment is about. We bring you those ideas that you're supposed to learn from.
Here, as you see, these are already steamed soil. This soil, before packed here, it has to undergo a process of steaming. It is burnt, but it has a condition under which it is burnt, for all its bacteria to die. Then later on, we have organic fertilizers that we get from the Uganda sewerage that also undergoes the same process of steaming to make sure that it is clean, bacteria are off. To make sure that our plants that are going to grow here are not sick. What do we grow here? We grow here sweet peppers. Some people call it yellow or red. The sweet peppers are also called bell peppers. If you go to the market, you'll find that the sweet peppers are very expensive. A kilo of it is about 7,000. But for you to make a kilo, it's about 3 or 4. So this alone supports a total of about 900 plants. The other side supports about 750 plants. So you wind up about the greenhouse investment. You find that the harvest period of sweet peppers alone, if it is under good management, is 6 months. You can harvest it first month, second you still harvest it. Why? It's a crop that keeps on renewing itself. As these fruits are done, it reflowers. Continuously, it reflowers. So you continuously also feed it. So how do we continue feeding it? We have extra fertilizers that are steamed and kept aside. So the team that is under management keeps on adding into the caveras. So whenever the other one is done, new feeds are coming, new feeds are coming, new feeds are coming. Our current market is Nakasero. We also supply Mbale market. We also supply the Tororo market. But Mbale, it is only the Indian community that eat it. So we have days when we supply them, like every Thursday. Nakasero, we supply it every Wednesday. Nursery bed. Initially, we used to have our nursery bed on the ground. Tomatoes would come rotten. Things would come suffering. But when the experts came, they said, no, that is not how they do things. For you to really sustain yourself in the industry, you have to go to these modern type of nurseries. We have the nursery trays. This one makes transplanting very easy. One has to simply carry and go with it to the field. So you press it just from down, yes, just like it's carried. You press it from down and then you transplant. But the other one was for digging with the hoe. So you are injuring the roots, you are causing a lot of shock and so on. Then outside, there is something that I want us to interest ourselves with here, Rotarians and Governor. You will find that this side is a bit not dark, and this side is dark. This side is where we start the process from, and they get the other same type of heat. Now, when the team that deals with the nursery starts, they set this here. After setting it here, when they grow and they reach such a level nearer to transplant, they pick them, take them this side to prepare them for hardening off. Prepare them for the battle outside. Yes, for the hard life. So you can take them for some hours, pick them and take them back. Some hours until you see that they are now used is when you take them out. Now all those were sciences that we didn't know. Another very interesting point is here. For you to set up a nursery, these are not our ordinary soils. This is called pit moss soil. We buy it from an Israel company in Kampala called Balton. Balton. So Balton are the leading suppliers of this soil. So this soil looks like the roots of trees that have rotten. They don't look the natural Ugandan soil. Now the advantage of pit moss soil is here. High level of aeration, water filtration. So you find that the water can enter down, and at the same time it's soft for the soils for the roots to enter in. So it makes it easy for transplant to be done. As compared to our previous, thirdly, it is not a sick soil. It is well treated. So the diseases that are related to the nurseries are limited. Yes, so this is something that is very safe for someone who is taking agriculture and vegetables as a serious investment.
For a community investment,
Yes.
I'm taking the serious agriculture serious.
Yes.
What else other than going to Israel to
Yes.
go to Balton
Yes.
to get this?
Yes.
Isn't there another thing that you can mix with whether sawdust
Yes.
and so on? Boil the way you've done there,
yes.
so that I can still create this.
That has been a question that we have interacted with the scientists too, because it has been costly for us to buy these. But they share with us that they, as the leading experts in Uganda, are trying to develop what could be the technology that is safe for a farmer to use for their nurseries. But for now, this is what they too trust, that is safe. Yes. Wapoyo swatek mondo gowili gadongi. Yes. Meno adong dano mukwayo ako neno ni bongeo gimi ogo kwayo mapio pio. Gowili were mamala dongi. Good. So Ria Meno Mungo Nyeko Sawa Jatel, let's welcome our local leader, the LC2. LC1 gave his apology, and the LC2 is here to represent him and the local government leadership. Mondo wago wina dombi LC2.
Jadwong Timoshani
is thanking the organizer of the program.
Modong ki jodongo majuntie kama jowuok bori tek mere I company kosa kabedo miluongo ni Rotary mawinjo wacho ka.
Is thanking all those visitors from the Rotary that is hearing being talked about.
Jadwong matelo furi nitie ka meno senior agriculture officer mawani jadwongi afoyo ginen swa teki.
Is thanking the senior agriculture officer who is present. Yeah, please wave to us. All the farmers from different parts. Is thanking all the farmers for coming here and all of us for coming here today.
To akila gikenyo kwanyoko alamedo gifoyo gima aneno gi wangani matimere ka.
I had been invited to welcome the visitors, but I'm not going to stop there because I have seen other very beautiful things that have been happening and is still happening here. I'm very pleased. I'm very excited. Whenever I look this side and I see glittering things,
Gombela Peta, Toro District, Uganda Gipi, Kido Shining, Loyal Gimani Mogo Jet.
He says he's seeing Pakoi, which is this village, he's seeing his sub-county, he's seeing the whole district will be glittering with very great things. He's thanking all those vision bearers who have brought such a thing. May the God bless it. Or to all the farmers. It is because of your commitment, farmers, that all these things are happening. He's encouraging all the farmers to continue working hard, to continue having the same commitment they have had, and a lot will be able to change. Yes. So Harriet is one of our farmers. COFIA runs 3 farming programs. We have what we call the farming collective. Group of 3 women, 2 acres of land. 3 women, 2 acres of land, hired by COFIA to them seasonally. Then we have champion farmers, individual farmers who have capability of doing commercial farming, but they lack seeds and they lack the rightful skills to better their farming. So those farm, like LC2 is a champion farmer. They farm 2 acres and above. Then we have farming association. Those are people who are registered community associations who farm, but they need access to seeds and training programs. So they have also partnered up with COFIA. So these were registered community associations who have also come and partnered up with COFIA. So this is an example of the farming collective. So Harriet, may you have your time. Moroje.
By the name is Achola Harriet.
Nyingigo Achola Harriet.
We are the COFIA Women Farming Collective Group.
She is a member of the Gobedo.
We are consisting of 90 members.
3
sub-counties. That is Rubongi, Peta, and Magola.
Gomblina dek magokwano.
So, we welcome you, our visitors.
Jojolo, wendo galagasa wijume. Galagasa wi.
Thank COFIA because they have done much for us.
Go for your COFIA, Robero Majuti Kotimori Jome.
They have put hope alive in us.
Joduo Korijo gain. Go win a dongi. Gain okay.
By extending knowledge closer to us.
Kelorieko chegin giwini.
We have really learned much.
Akadieri fonjiro kobedo muromo.
And the achievements we have got as the Women Collective Group, they hire land for us and plow.
Bero ma wiwitie koneno paka moni obedo nenike inwang'oru ikiri lowo ipesa to dok ifururu ijie.
Next, they give us good variety of seeds.
Inwang'oru ikodh meno mulony maber.
This season we are doing whatever selling at 14 ara.
Wang ni me witimo kodh meno masere at 14 ara.
And also with this program, he has helped us increase our daily income.
Adiere kiri nwang'o lipia meno mapecho pamunyo medere ropiru furu maido.
We pay school fees for our children in time.
Chulo pesa meno mapa nyithindo ma jokadhi school pami sawa.
We have value addition. You can see our health, we are very healthy.
Yes.
And the next thing, they have made us popular.
Onyisame winyere.
Because out there when we are doing our planting, with whatever the methods that they have taught us, we are seeing other farmers adopting it. They approach us asking, oh, how do you do this? Where do you learn this? Because of COFIA. Wow. And we thank you people very much for supporting us with these machines, because it is going to ease our labor.
So go for your swa ju Rotary maneno nike ju kelorwa gik pe mabeyo me ropiri kidho konyo win gineno nike tich mo win onung mutire idaka manok adong mama adong. Yes. Okay, can we clap for her? What more the gore gado?
Yesterday, this week I got to wait. So right for us, our change of office takes place smoothly and shortly. Yeah, I am called Othieno John Obo.
Yingi go Othieno John Obo.
I work as the district agriculture officer.
Go berujeluong matelo kongwat mama kere gifur.
Toro district law government.
Yes,
I have moved with my colleagues, Nyaburu Flores.
Owoto Ginya Wote, Nyaburu Florence.
Who I would say has been the standby generator for my office. Because I've been doing some other work in the community, and Morris Owen. I surely want to ride on the protocols established because of time. But I also want to introduce myself properly, particularly to the Rotary Club of Kiwatule. Yes, I am the husband to one of your members. I am a husband to Madam Betty Arem Obo. And I really want to thank Rotary Club Kiwatule for keeping my wife well and really mentoring her, but also creating a platform for her to thrive in her pursuit of life. And surely I would also take this opportunity that the Rotary Club of Kiwatule really stood with my family during the time that our son took for India for bone marrow transplant. I can't take this for granted. Yeah, thank you so much. And ideally, my prayer that God blesses you. Yeah. And Mr. Wandera, when you go back, you. Yeah, I know. One thing I learned about ladies, they want to get from a third party that your husband loves you so much. So please. Now, you people, you will. I speak English for two reasons. Number one, our culture as the Jupadhola generally, when we have people coming from out, we want to communicate to them directly. So this is something that we do. As the Luo, really, yes. Number two, I normally also tell people, my late mother and late father painfully worked hard to see me go through school. So sometimes I feel I make them happy as they are resting in peace. When I communicate in the language that they painfully bought. That's right. Wow. We have come to represent the leadership of Rotary Club of Kiwatule in this function. The other Many of our leaders are not within the district. Most of them have been eating in State House, in between the Vice President's office and the President for the last few days.
Owanike jutelma matut majukunyalo bino, go bino chungorijo, ropi jutie. You will loka kacha, chegin gil president. Rumi winyalo ngiyo gimati mere.
So I want to take this opportunity to stand on behalf of the district leadership to welcome all our partners in development from the different Rotary clubs to Tororo.
Owani gojolo ju Rotary clubs mu pokero pokere tundo Tororo go winadon.
And I take this opportunity to thank you for every single effort, resources you have put together to see this function and to see these activities of going on in this place come to pass. I happen to have participated very closely in my capacity as John and the office I work with, participated and worked closely with COFIA Uganda in all these programs, right away from the initiation. Number one, I want to inform our visitors that COFIA Uganda has a working memorandum of understanding with our district concerning the implementation of all the interventions that they're doing here. We have a working document that clearly stated what their roles and responsibility, because these farmers they're talking about, they are not their farmers, these are our farmers. So they had to ask for the permission to allow the district, give them opportunity to work with them. And this was done in the form of a document that also specified what our roles and responsibility as a district would be. I want to tell you that the level at which COFIA is performing based on what was stated in the agreement is beyond excellent. I don't know which other grading system you can use. Above excellent.
Thank you, MC, for that glowing accolade.
MC Majologo.
Let me start by thanking our convener here, because in my culture, they say there's a very thin line between hostility and hospitality. So far, you have been hospitable. Let me also extend our welcome to the visitors, the Rotary fraternity. You're welcome. And also allow me to thank our farmer here. On behalf of my Director General, extends greetings to you, the Rotary fraternity. As you know, Naro has been an apex wing of the Ministry of Agriculture. Actually, we feed the nation because 98% of all the breeds of animals, 98% of all the crop variety comes from Naro. And what we have just been partaking is also part of Naro. So we feed the nation, but we lay low. I got interested with the COFIA because I found that the vision was matching out with what I was doing in groundnuts. For the record, the last 15 varieties of groundnuts out of the 29 ever released in Uganda came from my breeding team. Wow. Yeah. And when this group had reported extremely low yield, and they reached out to me, they were having about 450 kilograms per hectare. Yet on station I have about 3,000, and the farmers nearby were having 1,500. So we organized a program with them. We are saying that the model we used was participatory. We didn't want to impose on the technology onto them. We came and set out trials with them. Farmers brought their local varieties. We brought our alleged superior varieties. So under the same management, the farmers were able to adopt the narrow varieties. So from there onwards, we started training together. And the model we train here is looking in the tenet of sustainability. We know everything comes to an end. But then the farmers whom we trained first became the trainer of others. So with that, as the COFIA farmer groups keep growing, we know very well that the foundation base is really there. And I'm happy to report to Rotary fraternity that the yield of the farmers progressed from 450 to 1 tons per hectare now. And I believe with the machinery, which is reducing not only drudgery but also increasing land under production, they should be able to aim high. Now, as part of sustainability, my DAO said these farmers are his. Yes, also we have incorporated these farmers as research farmers and then the multipliers, such that in an event funding ends, they are already in our database. Like the future varieties of groundnuts, for example, coming 2027 after voting, they're already testing it in their field. So immediately they get to be released, they're the first people multiplying the seed, and the sale of such seeds will make them sustainable. So we're already having a sustainable model here. I must also thank these farmers for sparing their time and then accepting our technology, and then also passing on that knowledge to others. They're very appreciative.
Good afternoon, District Governor, the President of Kiwatule, all protocol observed. Yeah, we take this opportunity once again to welcome you to COFIA. This is the home of COFIA. As you have already seen, this is the demonstration and training center. You have already got a background of what COFIA is, so I will dwell more on the journey of the Global Grant. In early 2023, that is when the idea of the Global Grant was conceived. But this was based on the background that COFIA had worked with other Rotary clubs previously, especially outside Uganda. So based on those connections, we were introduced to the Rotary Club of Kiwatule, and then from there we were introduced to the governor at that time, Xavier, and then conversation started on how can we conceive the Global Grant. We went through all the stages, I remember, of doing a needs assessment. We went to do grant writing. There was a time when it was really very tedious because it is always not easy to fulfill all the requirements. Documentations, the back and forth, several meetings were held online, physically, but eventually the document was put right, everything was in order, and then it went for approval. And then after about 3 months, when we thought it was going to take a longer time, information came that the grant had been approved, and that put a smile on our faces. And with the grant, we can see that we have had the equipment here, the working tractors, which were part of the components under the Global Grant. Training is also another component under the Global Grant. We had a successful first season of training, which was done here with over 350 farmers. And then we're also hoping to have the next exposition in July, also with funding from the Global Grant that will be held here. We are hoping this year to increase the numbers, to have more farmers, and subsequently over the next 2-3 years, up to the year 2027, we hope that all the trainings will still be supported by the Global Grant. So of course the Global Grant, as you have heard, is focused on capacity building, new technologies, and that's why we have NARO with us. Is also focused on mechanization, and that's why we have this equipment here. So NARO is the technical support partner, capacity building. The district local government is the extension support partner, and then of course Rotary Club of Kiwatule is the host partner for this. And then of course the farmers are the beneficiaries of all that is the result of this grant. When the district agricultural officer talked about impact, we have surpassed the impact of the grant. According to the grant, we are supposed to mobilize 150 farmers by the year 2027. But now we have 300 farmers. So we have consumed the grant in one season. We have consumed the grant in one season. And so we have rechanged our targets that by 2027, at least we need to have a target of between 800 to probably 1,000 farmers on the network. Yeah, so we are grateful for that. And of course, we had drawn back during the process of writing the grant. We didn't think that we would expand this fast, but the expansion is rapid. But we are also cautious not to expand too fast and sustainable at the end of the day. So mine is just a vote of thanks, thanking the Rotary Club of Kiwatule, thanking the district governor for coming here. You know, it's not easy to get visitors here, but we thank you for sparing your precious time. In a special way, I want to thank President Winnie for being here again for the second time. She was here in the last expedition. She's very passionate. I also want to thank Mr. Xavier. He knows the journey, how it started, the struggles, the pushes, when we are all giving up, and he's like, don't give up, please, let's continue pushing. I also want to thank Mr. James Nkoka. He was here during the early times to guide us, what to write, how to write it. I'm personally a grant writer, but the Rotary style of writing was very different and very challenging at the same time. I also want to thank the incoming president, for his support, and you know, the entire team of Kiwatule, Prose, Ruth, Dennis, everybody. When we started, everybody. And of course, just to let you know, District Governor, we are not looking at just the global grant. We are also trying to think bigger. We have actually begun having conversations around maybe a grant for additional mechanization, especially shelling, because farmers here shell using the hand, and it's very tedious, very cumbersome. If you find them shelling, they get so exhausted. So there are shelling machines that are out there, and we think that if we have a global grant, we can have the shelling machines and place them in the different centers that can support the farmers in shelling. We're also looking at value addition, things that can do peanut butter, can do packaging, and all that. So we want to go through the entire value chain. We are also looking at ideas of how we can support in replicating this model in any other areas that may be of interest. We are open to giving advisory because we know how the journey started. So we can be able to transfer that information to anybody else or any community that would be interested. We are also thinking that during the exposition, we always have here 1,000 plus farmers. And there are many initiatives that can go with that. For instance, a health camp can also be part of that exposition. Because we always get farmers here, but people have so many challenges, health challenges. So we try to have a small clinic here to give Panadol, give this and that, but that is not enough. So an addition of a health camp can boost an exposition of that nature. We are also looking at introducing other initiatives with partnership with the Rotary and others. For instance, early childhood education. Most of the farmers here are mothers, but they will testify to you that none of them takes their children to school below 6 years. And they have that challenge. So can we introduce community ECD centers, where within the farming communities, we have early childhood centers, and the women farmers here can be trained as caregivers, and they can teach these children by themselves using the community-based curriculums for ECD, and that would be something to do. We're also thinking that in terms of the youth, the Rotaract Club can also be engaged, the youth, in terms of agriculture, interested them in agriculture and all other initiatives. So we are thinking beyond the grant, and we are hopeful that the journey has just started and we shall walk a long way. So with those few words, I want to thank you for coming, and may we continue journeying together.
Thank you very much, and all protocol observed. By thanking our district governor and Kutu for being present here and being interested in this program.
Boberu kunyu jolo governor kusajatel pajo ma Rotary kosaba district beno bunyu same mine netie kagi wan waberu kunyu wajolo go dakuduom an Kutu wagore gadom.
She is here with James, who serves at the district, as well as Governor Xavier, who is a member of our club.
Owatunike, jutie gijaduong James, jutie gijaduong Francis Xavier, mabende jaduong James Matio, itel meno mamalo, marotare, kodi jaduongi Francis Xavier, maidu bechango beru jatel matelo, Rotary kegini Uganda gipi mabende obedete chelkul jono majuti kitipa pajo wagori jado.
Rotary gives us opportunity to serve as president, as governor, only once.
O wacho ni ke tel pajo ma Rotary inyalo bedori ni koma president ago kosi nyalo bedi kom meno ma governor dichiel kende I oro gipi mondo wagadho.
And
dichiel kende
I am here together with the incoming president of the club, Henry Mchibi.
O wacho ni to jumeki president pajo manyien jaduong Henry Chungie mano.
Henry Katongo, I'm so sorry.
Jaduong Henry Katongole, may you welcome, may you rise up again. Wagori gado.
And members of my club, please stand up.
Oh, I need you to majuki kitipa pere je.
We came here being escorted by Rotaractors from our Rotary Club of the Core and others.
Oh, atunike soye meno mabeti kitipa pajo Rotary Club ma Kampala Koa amanene jopeno tundo. Ria meno wagori jadong bende.
We also do have guests.
Owani wende bejutie jobeju wuotho gi wende
Rotarian Katongole's village who have come to see the wonderful work being done here.
Owani tie jufurman mabeju wuotho gine wokamana. Dino neno gimwitimo go wina do. Yes. Hey, go wina do video.
I also recognize our admin assistant, Dorcas.
Yes, that would be Dorcas.
Putting up the Rotary brand.
Nenonike gipin chama Rotary matieka gamatelo watino go wirigado.
My name is Winnie Babihuga and I come from Rukunjiri.
Owani nyingi go. Maka wibinja meno. Togo woki go wirigado.
And in my culture, they say small drums do not compete with big drums.
Owani nono pajo. Bune meno matitindo. Bachieri gimineme. Dukitiem gimeno madongo. Go wina dong.
So now before you, I am a very small drum when the governor is here.
Owani dakuduong matelo ji Uganda gitika tieka. Go paka go. Obere nyaka bulu mapini. Lia meno buluori digibol bol.
Governor Xavier challenged our club that we needed to hand over the inputs before the end of this month. And here we are, the Rotary Club.
Oh, what you need to do, Xavier. My clubs, my Uganda car. Okay, to give you many swat technique. Gikpe machango, oteri rikitipa makofia, makonyo jufurtororono. Ripere nere nike, o nyupere aka jufuru jujoli, mafudwe mine mekurumo, anyo jojutieka.
I know Governor Xavier has been very passionate about this program and the inputs coming out for obvious reasons because he has been part of this program since inception.
O watunija duong Francis Xavier. Nigi mare swama malo swatete rigi muitimoka. Ropiri go paka go. Otieko bedo kosa ido bedo atetele kuom jono. Maju bedo kunyu juchano chan muchako giminene paka sabe minene tie chakro mego idotie.
And I want to thank my director of projects, Ruth, and team who have been really working hard to ensure that we deliver.
Akunyu jo gobende neno kuongi gobe mito koyo wadi go maju neno chan makata kudungu.
The representative is present. So quickly running through this, in total is a 370,000 million Ugandan shillings program being committed by Rotary.
Oh, what you need to Rotary, Rotary. keto pesa mineno mago wacho mineno neno nike jomedi neno nike jopielo giminene ma oro moromo chegini ora dek yuwie neno no konyo win iwach mama kere kifu.
And Rotary commitment is to support the capacity building component of this program to be viable.
Owacho nike jopaka jokido temo ginyalo beneno nike jopielo neno nike kipa muminene ochungo ka jojutie.
So today here we are handing over and commissioning equipment which is worth 262,000 million shillings.
Owacho niki pinyere medie jonyiewo ipesa mineno no aka jobino ka minene neno jupuri bekido miyo jogime aka moloyo je neno nike wibe wineno kik pinyere ma jokelo rui paka jupur bo wina to.
And therefore really proud that we have brought in 4 walking tractors.
Owani maduong okeli tractors meno mingila minene angwen adong mamalo.
4 planters.
Okeli gipido meneno beti angwen makisquatter.
4 tillers.
Meno makonyo swai neno ni lo
with their 4 trailers.
Obedo nike kirigigi tingo mere beti angwen.
They have wheels and clamps and 14 medium tents.
Owani kiritanda rwaje o elberu kunyikelo.
28 tables and 500 chairs and a full set of the PA system. Next time
go watu nimezini mineme yokelu chegin pierani ogaboro okeli tandarwa gikombere maromo miabichi akunyo kiri abusa mabedo kunyo muocho dongo owanero
in conclusion, our governor, as the theme for this year for Rotary, being magical, this is real magic.
Joniki wich wach meno maduong maneno nike Rotary wang mineme timo gino makinyalere aka dieri gimakinyalere ye
and this is a viable model of transforming communities through viable partnerships.
Ako wacho ni riwruok pa jogi COFIA adieri obeda chechele kuom gino kodh meno manyak manyalo wiro chalo paji riwruok meno maber ropiri kodhi mwabedo kunyo wapidho obedo kodh manyalo wiro chalo gikwo paji wago wina do.
And as the sitting president of my club, the Rotary Club of Kiwatule is proud to be part of this partnership.
Oh, what you need to go, Maka President. Meno ma Rotary Club, meno ma Kiwatule. Niki kisangala, akatu Kiwatule je niki kisangala. Neno nike adieri jobe juri ochingi jo igimati mereka.
Thank you, COFIA, for thinking big. And thank you to Rotary for seeing through and supporting. And above all, I thank you, wonderful farmers.
Rotary, ili ochingi jo neno ni gimutunduka. So icho emere je, wini jo fur. Jo gobedo kunyo koyo wiswa jo fur. Iketo mar igimuitimo.
And now it is my singular honor and pride to call upon my senior Rotarian Xavier Sentamo, the past governor of our district, to come and greet the congregation and introduce our governor. Thank you.
Riameno Gojolo Jaduong Zabia Machango Irotelo Rotary Club Uganda Giti Same Mineme Obedu Konyo Konyo Wajolo Wenda Wora Odibe Mutho Win Wajolo Wigogade Yoga Win
Our governor.
Go for your governor.
Madam President.
Go for your president.
Our directors and everyone associated to COFIA.
Go for your Jono J. Matelma COFIA.
Our partners.
Go for your Jono Majuri Wereki COFIA.
The breeder and everyone there.
Jonaro, Judongomeno Ma district, Majutie Kenyo no J.
And our wonderful farmers. It's gratifying to be here. Governor, this journey, well, my brother, the country director, talked about the grant starting in 2023. This journey started way back in 2022.
Owachunikade nende ido iluo kuomi ndiko matiel masame minemu bino mineme chakiroki 2023 gime kosa lake mere ochako yechieni mere mago bino medo ridori wenda wora.
As you are aware, when I served as a governor in 2019-2020, the Rotary theme was Rotary Connects the World.
Owani chien mere kenyo go munyu bino ai tonyo bedo governor kosa bedo ikifoma telo Rotary Uganda ido which what maduong wacho nike Rotary riwo piny.
As we are getting out of COVID, one of the things that happened, I get an email from a friend that I had not met for some time, but was talking about wanting us to join to do something great for her community in Tororo.
Owanike munyonyo go fotie kenyo yadum go aitonwangu ndiko mubini wikoyo akunyi ndiko mineno bedo kunyo owuok bothi mere pere moro machango gung'eyo chien chon munyi wacho rigoni pamunyo in pakitiki foma duong' me amito nike watimie gimoro wariwere kanchiel watimie gimoro riji parani chalo paran.
So this particular friend, Caroline, she was my student many years back in the university.
Owacho nike mere pere mineme Caroline mawiju je wing'eyo owacho ni ochango go fonjo Caroline mineno iya chuchurde mama kerere chango chon jaduong' me.
And because of her experience growing up and going through education, she wanted to do something for the community of mothers in this area.
Oto wacho ni roluo kuongi chandrok manyath mineno oluwie ikisoma pere kama ido guti piny mawoko chunyi go ido fodi kinindi kwanyo woko temo swagoyo paro makonyo moni man majuluo kuom chandrok machango min goluwie konyo jokisoma ichalo pere magowuoki.
To cut the whole story short, because she told me the story, she narrated a story of what our chief advisor, Margaret, and I really need to appreciate Margaret Othieno, retired teacher, but Margaret raising Caroline and the children, the Godwins and team, what she went through, she needed to do something similar to what she did for those children, for these mothers.
Owatunike, gima Caroline olokorigo, obedo gimaruman kelo gere, kago ai to winjo, ger madhako duong' Margaret Othieno, o ai to konyo swa nyithindo pere, kosa lui teko ne ni nyithindo pere jusoma inger moro je, to iparo no je, nyak manyako no bedo konyo poyo, minigo, iwin, akago, idomito neni, owiro kuo pamon, ifur pajo, bejo konyi nyithindo pajo, ger machango mini jo, okonyo jo, beni do paro.
Caroline is down in Seattle, and this collaboration, Rotary Connects the World, started between us as a District 9213. She had tried to do many things connecting Rotary to this community with a lot of hardship, but here it was that her lecturer then had been serving as a governor, and the result of those so many interactions is what we are witnessing today.
Owatunike nyakmanya ku Caroline minene iduke ko temo swa go paka go tiwi loka ko piny maoko idu go tie ko temo e ginyalo neno nike oriwi ju Rotary gi ger moro jema konyo ji pere to onyo silwany maber to bino ni jafonj pere machango fonjo go chieni swa e university ama pamunyo ai to nyudhumo Rotary e Uganda kenyo mineno to goneno ni silwany pere otieko tundo kakare ria meno wagoya to.
So, Governor, I'm so happy that you are here because I requested that you be here to witness. And I'm going to tell you, friends, why I needed our governor here to be the one to hand over all this. One, because she has her roots deeply rooted here.
Go what you need, boy, do big pinyere otima tima gi club. Togo temo swagi nyalo neno nike taku duong matelo Rotary Uganda kaminene wuno bin obedi ka giwini aka go amunyal neno nike oyawo koso ngado thol mamiyo wigini ropiri taku duong minene nigi kolo pere wuok padola ka.
But because our governor also is so passionate about women issues.
Owani marario bende tako duong governor minene temo swagi nyalo neno nike itiendi lo ekite inside itenge mapamon go temo swagi nyalo no duoko itiendi moni lo moni juchungi muchwin ria meno neno witimo namba gime idugo be rigo swatekte.
So I needed her to be the one to start off something great for the women of not only Tororo but the entire region in Eastern.
Owanike goria meno goria to kumagimoro iwini mon meno kiweno nyaka maka kende to kwanyo woko yupo chieng ma Uganda giti pakarom.
So now I'm going to introduce the governor. I need to appreciate COFIA, the entire team led by Godwin and the entire team, and my brothers in Tacoma Bay and all the Rotarians in District 5020, 5010 for ensuring that we can be able to bring a smile to many Ugandans.
Yes, go wachunike kada nendo nyusame gocho gomito foyo jukofia swatek akamarario gobedo komito foyo Rotary Club meg majuti wi loka tetek jopiny mawoko koro neno nike same buonjo tie iwang jufur kubere dier.
For us as Rotarians, all we are doing is to sow a seed. Sowing a seed that all these partners here, starting with the wonderful doctor, our Muko, the COFIA team, tomorrow, through these interactions, we can start a Rotary Club in this community. We can start Rotary Club from renegade members and things like that. so that this can juvenize everyone.
Yes. Owatuni same mineme jo paka ju Rotary. Jobe ju pido kodi aka kodi mineno. Obedo neno nike chaka kuong orjo ropiri.
Okay, now it's my duty to introduce our leader.
Owani same mineme gonyo bedo kunyo jolo jatel pajo Uganda giti wa aiwi mano wa jol da kudume gadongi kigalagata.
Our governor, who as I said is a daughter of the soil.
Owatuni adieri da kudume mineme obedo nyare lo mineno me.
Our governor is the daughter of His Royal Highness. His Royal Highness, the Paradora.
Oh,
so need I add anything more?
Dako duong minene gimi wari pere jologo kiti galagasa. Menyari kere won mapadola amatie ka gibi. Ria mena gongana
Please join me to receive our governor, Omumbeja Anankutu.
Owatu ni adieri wajono nyari kere. Bedo kunyu luo yeki wale. All the farmers will greet you all. I'm grateful seeing you. Yes, so greetings to all farmers and all that they are doing. Yes.
Julongan anatereza akumu nkutu awoko magoro kikecho makwaradola Motoini chokonon antieka hitich Garot Rotary. To the local government, the members of Naro who are here, the Rotarians, and of course our dear farmers. It gives me great pleasure to be here this afternoon. In Rotary, we have a statement that says, together, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change across the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. And I think being here today is a demonstration of that type of unity. I was very impressed by the changes that one of the ladies spoke, I think it was her, spoke about the changes that this project has brought to their lives as farmers.
Winjo wach muwuok both dhako duong' mineno adieri jopaka jufuru winjo wach mineno wuok bothigo obedo gima duong' swateke.
But I don't think that we could have brought about those changes if we were working alone as Rotary.
Owani adieri dugino kunyalo timere kineni ido jopaka jo wegi jutiyo paka jo Rotary.
So we've been able to see the changes that we are seeing because of working collectively with the local government, with NARO, with COFIA, with Rotary, and together we brought together skills, resources, money, energy, connections, and that is why we are able to see the changes.
Owani riwruok ma obedo i COFIA, Rotary, NARO, government beno mapiny. Mineno nike okelo wirok mwaluo kuonge ne je obedo jono bino kanyachiel ami wadu je watieka adhong meno mamalo.
And so I want to thank in a special way the president and the members of the Rotary Club of Kiwatule.
Owani duongo moloyo je go foyo dhako duong' meno matelo Rotary Club meno Kiwatule we wagore gadhong.
For having this vision and for seeing the importance of partnership.
Mabedo gi paro maduong' me akamuloyo je neno bero mariwruok kanyachiel gi COFIA.
And I also want to thank the farmers. Thank you for being enthusiastic. Because we could not make these changes if you are not willing to take them up. And so today as I stand here, I'm very encouraged by what I see. And I think, as the country director said, this cannot be the end.
Owanike go same mineme gimago neno go meni obinori go swateke ineno kungimu timeruini akabe paka jaduong matelo COFIA nende owacho me okiro bedi gike.
In fact, I see this as the beginning of a much bigger program.
Bowani go neno rigi gime patiakiro mapa kibaduong swateke.
Because for us in Rotary, our vision is to create lasting change.
Owani jo paka ju Rotary paro pa jo kosa lek pa jo maduong obedu neno nike ju kelo wirok manyalo bedo mahongo malach.
And so today I'm challenging the Rotary Club of Kiwatule that based on the strong foundation that you have started, I see that it is possible for you to go one step further and adopt this community and do even bigger things in this community.
Owani, samemi neno me, gobe dokumedu rido, aka wachuri judongo beno ma Rotary Club beno ma Kiwatule. Nike, junyalo, bedu kanchiel ka juriwere, gi jura dechi mineme, aka junyalo doko timo gimaduong swatek iya dechi mineme, maloyo kirime.
As Governor Xavier said, I do a lot of work around women's rights.
Owanike paka nende jaduong Francis Xavier wacho. Go bende. Timo titi kwek matielo moni.
And a lot around women's empowerment.
Ako wani matot bende go timo swatek maneno nike mon omedi domiseni machungo matek.
So I want to congratulate the women for having the initiative of coming together and doing things together.
Owani godo kube mitu medo foyo mon mabedo kanchiel riuro kanchiel neno nike witimo tich kanchiel makelo rui dongo mo paka mon.
Because the beauty of working together in groups is that you challenge each other, you encourage each other, you learn from each other, you support each other, and at the end of the day, you all become better together.
Owani ke bero matich kanya chiel kuwiri wereno. Adieri witemo swagi nyalo. Neno nike wikonyere, wifonjere, aka rumatot muloyo je. Ineno nike kirinya woti maido tek loidi yuara gine mot biti chungo mate. So miyo win widongo kanya chiel pakaji ria meno go wina dongo.
And so I would like to encourage COFIA, Rotary, and of course the women groups together to look at building and strengthening these groups and taking them to one step further, to even consider establishing cooperatives.
O watunike gomito swatemo waturi COFIA ju Rotary kodi jiman jimwari were gijo kantiel kirugi win neno nike yuwiye kenyo irangu wakuwoth wini wari were kantiel wachaki gimilung ni cooperatives koso nyugimonyo riu wakantiel ipur beno munyo watimo lipia meno mamalo swatekte.
Because when you become a cooperative, right now you're doing many things together, but when you become a cooperative, you even have more bargaining power. The things that you talked about, doing value addition, trading, getting money, getting credit, and everything becomes much easier when you're a cooperative.
Owani fur gitimo tichiori wa namba meno, beri swatek ropiri inwangu nike ruman kineni emite kidokwayo pesa moro kamoro kosidak pesa kosidero pesa bedo mayot akunyo bende winyalo aitwiri were kanchiel twiwacho nike wamito bei meno maber wan paka wani akamiyo swa tich gi dongo magimwitimo bedo mayot kiwiri were kanchiel.
So the possibilities are very many. I do not want to impose on you.
Owatunike tie bero matie iriuro kanya chiel no matie swa akatsago gobe pakago kimit bedo nike gama dira wani ye to bedo gimoro maweg wari pere goye paro.
Exactly. So I will leave it to you to grow organically and see what you can do, but I want you to keep a big vision that this is only the beginning of something much bigger.
Owanike Gosameme lewe wan wadongi moth pakunyu watembo gidongo. To sago yuwiye koro benwang ni nyang'itwan obed kunyo yawere wayaw nyang'itwan muni wang'eyo ni yuwiye tie gik pe mabeyo tek mwanyalo bedo kunyo wan wang'o.
So once again I want to thank the Rotarians.
Owani chowe mere je godoko mito foyo jurotare.
I want to thank you for the equipment that you have donated.
Owani go foyo jo rugik pinyere mabeyo majubedo kunyo jomiyo jufurka.
I trust that COFIA is going to look after it very well.
Gonigi gen nike COFIA muketi chingi gime lebedo kunyo oro mutire.
And that the community are going to use those things like they're their own, take care of them.
Owani ke muloyo je obedo neno nike jono majufur julebedo kunyo ju oro gino mutire aka jukuri mutire igina pajo jukuri iwindo meno ye dano makoro nyamani gowina dong makoro mutire.
And that I hope that this equipment and everything that has been donated will benefit you, it will benefit your children, and it will benefit even your grandchildren.
Owani ke bero magik pinyere mineme obedi kunyo wirini obedi kunyo konyini okonyi nyithindo perini aka girinyi kwaije gime obedi kunyo konyo. Yes.
So once again, thank you for receiving us, thank you for welcoming us, and we look forward to coming back again and again.
Owani go foyo wiswa tek aka go foyo wiswa jologo aka go nigi yenyo ni dok jule duoko aka dier jule duoko.
Now, one would ask, how is the Rotary Club of Kiwatule working with farmers? We are going to witness in just a few minutes as the Rotary Club of Kiwatule is handing over 4 tractors. These tractors are going to help to till the land, to help plow the land, and also be able to help these farmers. Now, there are so many things that you can do with a tractor. It will not only work in these farms, it will also be leased out to the different farmers for them to get money. This is a business model that works in different communities, especially small communities. So these 4 tractors are going to, one, till the land for the COFIA farmers, but it will also make money for COFIA farmers, for those that need it. Number 2 is that Rotary Club of Kiwatule is handing over tents, event tents, chairs, a PS system, and tables. And this is also to help these COFIA farmers make money. We all know that events happen. Communities will always hire tents for burials. Communities hire tents for weddings. Communities hire tents for functions, parties, and different parts. And down here in Tororo, if you want a tent, chairs and tables, COFIA farmers are there. You'll be able to get this from them. And the Rotary Club of Kiwatule has managed to go this route to make sure that these farmers, this farming association has another avenue of earning money. And this is something else that they have given to this association, which is a very wonderful. It's also an avenue of service for growth and for us in Rotary, growing in business and ensuring that we empower community with business growth is one of the avenues of service that we give in Rotary. So if for some of you have been thinking we only do maternal health, we do, peace and all that, one of the avenues of service is also empowerment of communities and ensure that they grow. And this is one of the ways that Rotary Club of Kiwatule has managed to do so this year. So congratulations to Kiwatule for ensuring that you monitor these farmers, 1, understand it, 2, ensuring that you buy them the right equipment to make money, and also handing it over. We're going to witness this being handed over to the community for them to use them for their own community growth.
My name is Joseph Ocheng. I'm the head of partnership and programs in COFIA, Uganda. Today, what happens has been a launch of these facilities, the 4 walking tractors, the 24 tables, the 500 seats, the 14 tents that came in from the Rotary Club of Kiwatule with support from the Rotary International Global Grant. This is going to help us make our training more conducive as a training center. It is also going to help us scale our farming, because with this equipment it will make mechanization much better. Most of our farmers were relying in the old traditional methods of the ox plow, but with this we now have planters, we now have the tillers, and now we also have the machines that can open land in a short period of time. So the cost of production and the time of production is going to be brought to scale. Within a short period of time, the acres that the ox plow couldn't do, these walking tractors are going to be able to help us do. Then with the 500 seats, most of our farmers are going to be able to have accommodations. They are going to sit well, and the trainings will be taking place. The tents are going to be very important in providing shade. As you can see that this place is open. So with the tents, we are going to be able to have such shades. And then the public address systems. You can see that we have been having our conversations using mouth, but right now a bigger volume of people can be controlled, especially with the good public address system. I send my vote of thanks again to the Rotary District 9213 for this kind of support. We are also thanking the governor for coming over to launch. It has been such an amazing thing hosting the governor here, and our farmers and COFIA as a farming community or organization that looks at bettering the farmers in their farming. Indeed, our visions are coming clear with such a support. Thank you.
My name is Godwin Othieno. I'm the country director of COFIA Uganda. COFIA Uganda is a social enterprise that aims to make agriculture more profitable, sustainable and productive for smallholder farmers. This project is to enhance farming practices in eastern Uganda in partnership with the Rotary Club of Kiwatule, providing capacity building, seed technologies and enhancing farming practices through mechanization. So we give a vote of thanks to the Rotary Club of Kiwatule and all other clubs that are part of this global grant for making this a success. We have been able to mobilize farmers today to receive all these items that will be very key in enhancing their farming practices. We thank you, and we hope to journey together.
Well, one of the reasons I'm sitting is that we've had a whole day of looking at the beautiful work that farmers have done. And I think Uganda is one of those food baskets in Africa that we need to consider as the sources of food, organic food. We have very beautiful soils in Uganda. And if Rotary is here coming and pegging into farming as well, and not just looking at disease or looking at maternal health or looking at just peace, but we're also ensuring that you have the right empowerment for the community, empowering women, empowering youth to go into farming. This agriculture business model is a very interesting one, and I think for you who is watching us here in the Rotary Moment should absorb it or try it, however big, however small your area of operation is. And this is what happens. Get the weed, get the tank full of water, and get the tilapia fingerlings. And those are the youngins of the tilapia, the big tilapia. Put it in, see how much you can harvest. The capital that is needed to start this is as little as 150,000 shillings. These people have managed to do this with so many farmers. Why can't you try it in your home? As a farmer, I think we have very, very privileged to have the climate we have, the different soils that we have that grow these things. And so if you can grow the weed and you can have water and be able to feed the fish off this weed, you should be able to make some money off the fish. This is something that the COFIA farmers have done. Congratulations, COFIA, on having a very innovative model that I think for me can change your community or any community because you're making money. Congratulations on ensuring that you're enhancing the soil with different types and innovative ways of making soil better. The vegetables that you're doing, I'm very sure, are very essential for every household. And again, on receiving the equipment for agriculture that is going to make for you more money, and the business, the social business that has been handed over to you to hire tents and have different people come to you for services. Congratulations to the Rotary Club of Kiwatule for finally handing over this project to the people of Tororo. Dear viewers, we are always here every Tuesday on UBC for you to watch us whenever you have that moment after the news. But when you have a minute or two, go to our YouTube channel at The Rotary Moment Show. We are on Twitter or X at The Rotary Moment. We're also on Facebook at The Rotary Moment. We're always here. Please do ask those questions. We shall be able to answer. And for those of you who want to join Rotary, it always puts a smile on me when I find a Rotarian who says, I joined Rotary because I watched you on TV. Please do come and join Rotary, because that second or minute that you give us to listen to us is very, very crucial. And then again, the money that you bring, that we collect in the Rotary Foundation, or even still, whenever we get money from Rotary, it helps that person in polio, helps a community like this, or helps a mother who is having difficulty moving from one village to another. This has been the Rotary Moment Show. See you next week.